Hello, this is Palico Patch and welcome back to the Curious Expedition. I don't plan what I say at the start of every episode. I just do whatever comes to mind, and that felt like one of those football Italia goal announcers. You know, the goal, go 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 go. The World Cup, the Euros are on at the moment, so I'm watching a lot of football. So that's probably where that came from. I do apologise if that came out a bit loud and I've blown your ears. It just felt like the most appropriate thing to do. Anyway, welcome back. As you can tell, I'm still reeling a little from the last episode, and yeah, bit of a sucky one all in all. Can't believe we lost our Scottish soldier right at the end of that episode, which meant that we couldn't open up another character. But we made it to the end. We were by far the numero uno guy, and we had a very big statue to prove it after we finished. Over 1,000 fame points ahead. Can't really do much more than that. It was just RNG. I'm sure of it. I don't think there's anything I could have done. Maybe because they were alcoholics. There is a little twist on the alcoholism trait now, where you have to keep feeding them alcohol, or else how dedicated they are to the trek can deteriorate pretty quick. And maybe with me being sparing with the alcohol meant that was the reason he left. But I honestly thought we'd get back to the ship and be able to do it, and then maybe drink a bit more. But I obviously pushed the threshold a little bit more than I should have done. But never mind, these things happen. As it turns out, we've got loads of them left, loads of explorers. So let's crack on with the next one. So as you can see, we now have a nice gold portrait for Nikola Tesla for finish first, much like we did with Johann Huizinga. Now the next one we're moving on to is Alexandra David-Neel. Now, as I'm sure I've said before in another episode, I have never completed this game before I completed it with Johann. Oh, that was naughty of me. We're going to go expedition, and we're going to save and exit, and we're going to go straight into it again. Whoopsie daisy, you didn't see that. You didn't see that. I didn't press Johann. So yeah, Johann was the first person I completed this game with, and then as you've hopefully just seen, Nikola Tesla was one which was completed too. I've never completed it with Alexandra David-Neel, so I don't understand why she has a gold portrait. If any of you guys know, then let me know. In fact, just before we crack on, I am just going to say I have had an influx. For me, being only a little fish in this big pond of YouTube, I have had an influx of subscribers. So welcome. I hope you enjoy the content. Feel free to give me advice. I do not do any research into what happens with the certain items which I pick up along the way. I generally just click on them and hope for the best. A few of you guys have been quite vocal and have given me tips, and I do appreciate that. So feel free to do that. I'm not going to shout anyone down. It's a learning experience for everyone. So by all means do so. And again, thank you for your advice, guys. I will try my best to remember it. And well, again, welcome to the channel if you've just joined us. Anyway, enough gushing over you guys. Back to me, because it's all about me here. Right, Alexandra David-Neel. Buddhist, anarchist, and writer that met the 13th Dalai Lama twice. What do I know about her? Well, honestly, not a lot. I did just pop onto Wikipedia though, and she's a pretty interesting woman, to the point where there was certain connections within my life and things that I've read in the past which I didn't realise she had a connection with. But believe it or not, she was born, well, this is obviously viable. She was born in Paris. She was French Belgian in nationalities, and she went around exploring mainly the eastern part of the world. She was very enamoured with China and especially Tibet. In fact, back in the 1920s, she went and visited Tibet when it was unacceptable for Western people to do so. She was allowed in, so that was a big claim to fame for her. And the big thing which links in with my life is she was a big inspiration to the beat poets and writers back in the 1960s, such as Allen Ginsberg and Jack Kerouac. On the Road, very good book. A movie was brought out a few years ago with Kristen, what's her face in, the one out of Twilight, who slept with the director, but we don't talk about that. And yeah, it's a great book. It can be a little bit edgy. It's not a very easy read, but very interesting. Sort of jumping into the breaking of the American dream and what people think it is and what it actually means to be living it as such. So again, interesting book if you get the chance. But anyway, back to Alexandra David-Neel. Yeah, she lived until she was 100. Can you believe that? 100 years old. She was a few months off before she was 101. So that is good living. We're talking a woman who died in the 1960s. That means she was born in the 1860s. She must have seen a hell of a lot through her lifetime. So fair play to her. Anyway, trait. Not so sure about this one. Don't know how we're going to get on. She's an animal whisperer and can promote animals but not humans. Which is all well and good. But I feel that I might suffer when it comes to being attacked by stuff. But we'll see. I suppose that the nice thing is I can promote the animals and they're not going to run out on me. So that's good as long as I can survive. So again, and I need to finish in 3rd place. So it's all swings and roundabouts really. I'm not holding out much hope for her. But never mind, let's crack on. Welcome back to the expedition, since the Explorers Club. Welcome back to Explorers Club, old friend. Have you heard that they are building a statue to honour the expeditions of our most famous explorer? Word is that you have a good chance of seeing your likeness on that statue. However, I'm afraid to tell you that you are not the only candidate. You and your rivals have 6 expeditions to prove who is the most explorer of the famousness within our club. And we've got Marie Curie, Amelia Earhart, Freya Stark and Frederick C. Selous. Now go explore! Adventure awaits. So we've done 2 out of the 4 before. We've got the other 2 to go. I don't think I've played with Fred yet. We'll see. Anyway, as always, Dennis, we're sticking to expedition. We will hit certain death when we've opened everyone up. Okay? So no comments, please. No comments. And because it's the first expedition, we are going to the Yalompani Jungle. Yalompani Jungle, yes. A well-balanced region consisting mostly of wide grasslands, and a golden pyramid can be found in this region. Let's go. Early that morning I arrived at the harbour. The captain had yet to arrive, so I saw if there was anything I could do. A wealthy foreigner named Sir Dair Elemajed arrived at the docks. He told me that he used to live in the area we were headed to before coming to England with an expedition crew. He had meanwhile built up a life here and wanted me to find his wife in his former village and bring her to London. What's happened to the alternative starter quests? Am I just unlucky in getting the same starter quest every time? Because I'm sure that there was a few other ones at one point. I'm sure of it. Maybe I'm just unlucky. Maybe they've changed it. Don't know. Anyway. I accepted his request to find and return his wife. He nodded thankfully and wished us luck. Just in time, the vessel was ready for departure. And off we go onto Expedition 1 with my ox and my dog. This is going to be interesting. And at least we're sailing in. I don't know if you noticed, I didn't mention this in the last episode, but there wasn't even any water underneath the boat. It wasn't even like I was in a pond. It was just dry. Don't know. I was deeply absorbed in my studies about this area as a shoreline rose in the mist of the morning, or the morning mist. The land lay open in front of us, like an invitation to an adventure. So, let us begin. Thankfully, the wealthy foreigner had marked the location of his former village on our map. I was curious to see if we would find his wife there. I would hazard a guess and say yes. Now, numero uno, level 1, expedition 1, if we want to stay in character. Only 2 regions. Shouldn't be too difficult. We have 3 things to find in this region. We've already discovered 2, which is good. Let's have a quick look at our persons, though. So we have Alexandra David-Neel, who's a spiritualist. Funny thing, she was down as a Buddhist on Wikipedia and an anarchist. I don't know how that works. Is she like sort of like angrily like peaceful, or I don't know. But she was a Buddhist and an anarchist. Go figure. Wikipedia. See, that's what happens when you give the general public the ability to change information. It just all contradicts itself. Anyway, back to the game. Animal Whisperer. Can promote animals but not humans. We know about that. Escort villagers to London. So she holds 2. She's got defense dice. Okay. We have Mrs. Yeo, who's a water buffalo. Level 1. We can promote and mount her. Ms. Yeo. Might come to that if we need to make some money. And we have Lylin. Llewellyn? I like that. Yeller. Old Yeller. We have Old Yeller here, the hunting dog, and we can also promote them. Only 1 set of attack dice there. We really need to attack people like soldiers and traders. My favourite people. Anyway, let's get up onto this hill. I think it makes more sense to mount the hill just to get a lay of the land and hopefully find that last question mark, which we do. Okay, so that's that region explored. I examined the strange man-made granite statue. The ghastly visage seemed to look right at us. Its presence felt uncomfortable, and I decided to move on. I saw some items by the statue. They must have been put there by the natives of this region. They were sacrificial offerings, as it seemed. So let's examine the loot. And yes, we have the flutes and the juicy mangoes. That's what I was looking for and delaying for. So let's take all of those. We took what we could use. Awesome. What's our standing? -2. So we're okay. We're okay. We're going to eat the mangoes straight away. We've 2 left. We'll eat some more. Now, what do we have? We have fireworks, so we can distract stuff from attacking us, which makes sense. We've got the flutes now, which will also distract stuff. We have shovels. Not that useful unless we've got a map. I might trade those in. But we have a cave, and we have some torches, thankfully. We found a cave. The entrance seemed to lead deep into the mountain. We needed a torch to uncover its secrets. Let us have a look. We lit a torch and descended into the darkness. We found a small cavern filled with the remains of what seemed to be a failed expedition. The few mortal remains were long rotten. Been here a while then. We were delighted to see that one of the corpses was still clinging to valuable equipment. Righty. So, well, I think it goes without saying we're going to drop the shovels in favour for the gold stuff. The jewels will come in use for trading. It's only 2 regions, so we're going to need the chocolate. I don't think that... I don't know where to get rid of the fireworks. I think I'm going to get rid of the rope in favour for the jewels. I'm not worried about the dynamite. I think that's our best bet. Right, so we can promote Miss Yeo or Lee Yellen. We're going to have to promote them both anyway if we want to win this. So, do we get extra capacity if we promote Miss Yeo? Should we give it a whirl? Ooh, we get some dice, that's for sure. Some Stompy, some Horny. Horny, and whatever that looks like. Is it going to poo on someone? I think that's like chronic diarrhea, so that's good. Let's move to the village now. Doopy-doopy-doo, there we go. Please don't be too upset with me. We carefully approached an unknown native village. These villagers apparently were well armed and formidable warriors. As we approached the village, we were immediately approached by a native. She introduced herself as Vugo Jiko, and it turned out that she was the wife we were asked to escort back to London. Without further ado, she happily joined our trek and began to show us around her village. A peculiar stone idol was placed in the village centre. The villagers observed us with curiosity. They were kind and offered us what they could. Right. Do we rest in the village and try and steal the idol? What do you have? You have Hanses. Hanses are good. You don't have Hanses. You have chronic diarrhea. And you have pauses. Pauses are not so good. Not as good as Hanses. So, well. Let's do it. Let's rest in the village. We unpacked our belongings and prepared to spend the night with the natives at their campfire. A native approached me with an offer. He told me that he knew of a location far from here which would be worthwhile on our next expedition. However, he demanded payment for the information. Ooh, I could make for an interesting second expedition. Let's pay for the information. What do you want? Jewels? Really? Really? Is that it? Is that it? Okay, how much is that worth? That's a good deal. Can I have some fruit? Nope. Can I have some berries? Nope. A leaf? Nope. Okay then, that's the deal. He told us about a remote region surrounded by huge mountains. It was said that due to its isolated location, the region was still host to prehistoric animals. We made sure to mark the location for our next expedition. So, let's steal the idol. The villagers caught us as we tried to abscond with the idol. They were furious and drew their weapons. We made haste and ran as fast as we could before they were able to attack. It would be wise never to return to this place. Yeah. Good Good call. Good call. Are they going to chase us? They're going to chase us. Okay. So, so there's 3 of them. There's 4 of us. 2 are animals, though. Maybe I should have fired the fireworks straight away. Let's flee. If we wanted to survive, we had to escape. The group was scared and exhausted afterwards. I don't mind losing the sanity. Just get me on top of this hill. Pronto. Right, let us see. Right, so we have 4 areas here, all which are available to us straight away, which is cool. Let's just eat the chocolate. And get to this one first. Oh, it's a ship. We found something highly unusual. Before us lay the mysterious, almost completely destroyed shipwreck. As far as I could tell, it must have been some kind of pirate ship. Yar! It must have been here for more than 100 years. I attempted to discover the name. CSS Alabama. Okie dokie. I was sure we would find something valuable here. We formed small search teams and searched the place. And we have everything we didn't buy last time from the shop. Awesome. Not food, though. Could have done with food, but never mind. Never mind. Let's get 15, 13. Let's get to this question mark and hopefully somewhere we can rest. Awesome. So let's explore. We arrived at a magnificent waterfall. It was an awe-inspiring sight. The water cooled down the air, creating a fresh breeze. Be healing. What's that you did up? Ziggy, Goffed, etc. Let's rest. There was a tense mood as we sat and stared into the campfire. This night, Vugo Jiku began to quietly whisper from time to time, as if she was talking to someone that was clearly not there. Maybe to drink some more water. Well, that's fine, because we're only sending her back to her bloke, so he can deal with the crazy. We're fine. We don't have to deal with the crazy. After days of resting, we still enjoyed the rumbling of the falling water. The natural beauty of this place was breathtaking. Himanax Tezov. Couldn't agree more. Let's rest again. It was a pitch black night as we rested by the fireplace. This was truly a special land, and we were curious as to what wonders were waiting to be discovered. Right, so let us carry on. We can... After days of resting, we still enjoyed the gentle noise of the falling water. This was truly a beautiful place. Leave. Right, so we've got 2 more places to find to get the region point. There are 2 places available, but I've got a funny feeling one of these, probably the one by the mountain here, is going to be the pyramid. So let's trek down here first. Ah, the shrine. Okay. Well, let us examine said shrine. We arrived at a long-forgotten shrine. Its stone walls were covered with ornate engravings. The portal that led within emanated an eerie chill. A thick layer of sand seemed to surround the structure, my favourite type of shrine. We had found a sacred altar room. We quietly looked around the majestic hall. I held my breath as we discovered an ancient altar in its centre. Gold! Cool. Right, so let us take all of the gold. Thankfully, the jugs stack. What a glorious day! We took what we came for. We grabbed what we could and hurried outside as the whole area behind us began to wither and die. We could not tell how, but it seemed like we had caused some kind of shift in the climate of this region. Scary dairy. And let's go to the next question mark at the bottom here, which is another waterfall, which we don't need, and then that would appear to be the pyramid. So let's just level up Yellin, old Yella. Does he get an extra set of dice? Promote? No, just a little bit of extra help. I think he got 1 extra thing on his dice there, which is, well, useful, should we say? Useful. And that's the old pyramid. Let's get out of here. The majestic golden pyramid rose above its environment, overcoming all the obstacles we had yet survived. We live in the midst of forces whose effects alone we perceive. True enough, true enough. After all this hardship, euphoria overcame me. I knew that my name, Alexandra David-Neel, would not be forgotten. Success. So a little bit of fame, a lot of golden pyramids, and numero uno. Awesome. I don't really pay much attention to what the other people are doing. I am more worried about getting away in one piece. So that's good to know. What a day. What a day. And we have medals. What is the name of the buffalo? Ms. Luzo, I think. That buffalo is huge. Anything else? Extraordinary. Yes, okay, right. So we have waterproof, reduced movement costs in shallow rivers. We have protector, receives an additional defense die. And we have climber, reduced move costs when crossing hills. Right, now usually I would go and pick climber hands down, but we are struggling for dices. Dices. I know it's die. Don't correct me. I know it's die. I think we need as many dice as we can get our hands on, really, especially when we don't know who we're going to get come to sign up for us on the next expedition. So the more the merrier on the dice, that is. So let's do protector. Hooray! I'm pretty sure they jump a lot more than they used to as well. Right, so we're a little bit behind. Nothing too scary there. 378, what a weird number to finish on. So we have the idol. We have 30 monies, so just have to keep that in mind. So let's sell the idol. That puts us 2 ahead. Then the funds, about the same. I've got a funny feeling the face is going to be worth 50 fame. So let's sell 2. 110. We don't have to come first, do we? We just need to have people leveled up. So let's concentrate on surviving. So let's sell the cup. Let's fame the horns. And let's fame the head as well. I think 150 is enough to survive. Just what our exhibition needs. So 150 gold. We've got plenty of bits to get us through to the next expedition. We just need to buy food, and then we've got 50 to spend on other things. And again, hopefully we'll get some decent pickups as far as more Trek members are concerned. And yeah, as I said, it's going to obviously be easier to keep the animals with me. I don't have to worry about them leaving me halfway through a trek unless they're eaten, which we can avoid, hopefully. So there's that going for us, but they're not the most helpful of things to have in the trek. People are a lot more helpful, but we're jumping ahead of ourselves as usual. We've survived our first expedition. We've done pretty well. We've annoyed the appropriate people. We've brought back the appropriate amount of stuff. It's as good as you can, you know, be expecting on the first expedition. Not a bad start off at all. So thank you for watching. As always, a like is appreciated, and I'll catch you on the next one. Take it easy.